Hi Rita,
Hi Jack.
how's your day been?
It's been alright. Back to the gym.
Yeah, back to normal.
Back to normal.
So we went on our horrendous run today. Maybe that was being a bit harsh. It was somewhat difficult, more difficult than we presumed. And we were talking about the time of the year that summer's still pushing through till New Year's, but at least some people who want to make a change are starting to think about what they want to do, primarily lose weight, get healthier, etc. after all the lovely food and the booze. And that unfortunately most will just jump in out of want or need or and whatnot, unfortunately without a bit of a plan. So we started chatting on the run about it, and we thought it would be a good one to discuss on film today. So I think we should start with goals. What's the typical goals? What are the typical goals you find as clients come towards you, especially with your nutrition background? What are the typical goals that people would come to you for at this time of year?
I guess we all know the big one, the one that keeps returning every single year, the weight loss goal. This is the year, and no better time than starting in January. So whenever I get inquiries in January, this seems to be the main goal. But my existing clients seem to have a fairly different mindset, which is quite nice. Obviously, we would have been working together for a while. So I like to ask everyone in the lead up to January if they have any resolutions, whether it's fitness related or otherwise. Interestingly, it's very rare with existing clients that they say that their major goal is weight loss, but with new clients it tends to be the big thing. And other thing which might be more specific to me, as I tend to work with clients on their training performance, is that maybe preparing for a race, whether it's running or some sort of competition in their sport. So that can be another focus, but January might be a little bit early for that. Although with many races coming up from basically March onwards, if we just think about the Cambridge Half, starting in January is a good time because you have longer to prepare, and we all know that as soon as you start training towards something, things will go wrong, and you will need to give yourself a little bit of leeway in terms of how much time you have to get ready, because there will be weeks where you won't be able to train, there will be weeks where there might be setbacks. And I think it's pretty much the same with their nutrition as well. Like, there will be weeks where everything goes fine, and then there's still events happening, like even if it's kind of the boring beginning of the year, social events are still around, maybe not as intensely as in the Christmas and the holiday period. But yeah, I would say weight loss is the main big goal.
So it's interesting, isn't it? You mentioned the new clients, their sole focus is like, I want to lose weight, and usually it's because I want to feel better. I want to feel better about myself, which is losing weight. We attach feeling better about ourselves with a particular weight or weight loss as a general thing, which can be a difficult path to navigate if that's the main goal. It becomes a bit easier with, like you said, your clients where weight loss may be part of the goal, but it's not the sole focus. And again, with performance, you know, if, for instance, you're doing the Cambridge Half and you're starting now, if losing 4 kilos is necessary, it's going to be one of the biggest performance enhancers. So dropping weight to get a better time, if you're carrying less weight and your body's working a bit better, that's going to be a fantastic goal. But
yes, for certain people that might be a consideration. This is not to say, of course, that everyone needs to drop weight to run better, because there's just so many other considerations. And generally speaking, yes, you might be able to run better if you're a little bit lighter. Do you need to drop weight? Because unless you're super competitive, will it give you enough of an advantage that it warrants you going on a diet to drop weight while you're also training, while you should be fueling appropriately? I'm not sure that is the best way to go about it for an average runner, maybe someone who's just starting out. But yes, as a side effect for of all their training, they might end up dropping weight, especially if they dial in their nutrition rather than just listening to their hunger ramp up and then potentially overeating. We talked about it before, that a lot of people pick up running and they end up putting on weight because it just requires so much energy, and the energy is coming from very calorie dense foods in a lot of cases, so they don't end up eating to maintenance, they end up eating in a surplus, even considering their overall requirements. But it is potentially a consideration for some people.
And that's that really is one of the downsides that a lot of new people to exercise in general face, is that especially as the year begins and we want to push towards improving our health, we've just gone through a period, as we said, every year we see the same thing. And it's understandable why. I mean, we go through a period of overindulgence, alcohol, lack of our routine drops straight away. We tend to feel more relaxed, spend more time at home, spend more time with family. The amount of food choices change slightly in the shops. We're sort of up against it because it's just accepted to kind of go overboard for those week or 2 weeks or even longer for some people.
And it's a really good excuse as well. Like if someone wants to overindulge, no one will really say anything. So there's there's no self-imposed guilt because it's so socially acceptable.
Yeah, and but heaven forbid you throw the food away.
Of course. And the problem comes when that overindulgence hits them with that massive amount of discomfort and guilt as soon as it's January, as if something has happened right after New Year's Day, that like, well, now I have to be in shape. Like it was fine until yesterday, but today, like, things will have to change. And we know how it is. Like, obviously, it's easier if it's a Monday, it's easier when you're back into your routine. So 1st of January is obviously not a day for a lot of people to start dieting if they've been out the day before. Probably they are not going to want to train if they have been maybe drinking or up all night. So maybe just pushing it until the 5th of January, or maybe then they just return to work and then they have to deal with a lot of things there and it's too stressful, so they wait another week and they start the week after that, which is quite common as well. And then it just this kind of period that almost goes wasted in terms of the effort that people put in, but the guilt just accumulates over time. Like, it's not like you can be understanding with yourself that like, this is not the right time for me to start worrying about it, so I'm just going to show myself a little bit of grace and then I will start on this date and then I will take it seriously. But they just kind of think that like, no, I should really get started, but like maybe tomorrow, oh no, tomorrow's not good as but I really should get started. And then none of the clothes fit perfectly. Just the weight gain is almost inevitable over Christmas, even if it doesn't come with fat gain. Everyone feels more bloated, everyone feels a bit more uncomfortable, even if it's just because we ate different foods. It doesn't even have to be because we ate more in total, it just can be because it wasn't our usual routine. We were maybe a bit more sedentary, we were traveling around, we didn't get to go to the gym. Not everyone has a luxury like we do, that our gym is open 24 hours a day. So you might not be able to fit it in if it's on holiday times and you have family obligations around. So it's just more that discomfort that immediately starts as soon as it's January and eats away at people's self-confidence.
And therein lies the problem with goal setting. With if your goal setting starts with the feelings of being guilty because of something I've done that's apparently not good or it's bad or whatever. We associate too much of that with our self-worth, and then it becomes almost like this rush to get going.
You have to make up the time that you feel like you've lost.
Yeah, And then we kind of charge into a goal without a plan, and then it's usually that kind of that push, that almost that anger, that guilt, that emotion that drives us for not that long, actually, not that long until things start to become problematic.
Do you think that emotion is the motivation that people suddenly feel?
Yeah, I'm done with it. It's like the straw that breaks the camel's back. It's you put your work trousers back on and they just cut in, and it's that moment where you go, I've had enough. I need to sort myself out, and then you just sort of jump in with both feet. Sign up to a gym. Your food becomes hella restrictive. You start throwing stuff in. You sign up to a PT, and all of a sudden it's like all this money goes out because all of a sudden it becomes the most important thing in the world, which is great, but it's fueled by things that aren't useful to some long term anyway. I think it's great that people make that choice, because some people don't and they continue, but they make this jump into a healthier lifestyle, but the pendulum goes from one way all the way to the next, and then you don't have what you need when, not if, but when things start to go wrong or off track, which is guaranteed, which is kind of what we wanted to discuss today, was like, what are the common things that are going to go wrong or maybe put us off track, and how to deal with them.